Hey guys, Richard's back here again, and I'm here with another video. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about the top 5 most underrated comic book movies. Now, I've seen plenty and plenty and plenty of comic book films, aka hero movies, that range from, of course, Dark Knight, Logan, Infinity War, etc. But I figure why not go back and let's look at some that I don't think really get as attention or praise as these other ones get. All right. So I maybe I could have picked out way more, but I figure I'll just go at 5. All right. And these could really range from any company or whatever. All right. You'll see what I mean right now. All right, but let's get started. Number 5, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the 1990 film. Um, like a lot of people, I mean, especially in the last few years, we all saw, of course, that shitty ass reboot with Michael Bay, which was just yeah, they were both dreadful ass movies. However, if you grew up in the 70s, 80s, or even 90s, this film might come to mind. Now, when it comes to the movies regarding the Turtles, they haven't really gotten that much attention at all, really. Like, me personally, like, I've seen, and yeah, this movie was fucking awesome, and I'm gonna explain why. But before I get into that, of course, like I just said, the reboot sucked. And this movie had 2 sequels. Um, the Secret of the Ooze I thought was actually decent. The third one I thought was that one's kind of bad to be like it was meh. I mean hell even TMNT I thought was good, but this right here is the best Turtles movie of all time. I did watch this when I was a kid, like in 2002 or three, um, and this is what got me into these characters. And it also got me into Casey Jones. Basically, like almost the entire series. This is the movie that made me get into it, because it was just that damn good. And in my honest opinion, this might be one of the most quotable movies of all time. Like that range from, for example, like um, yeah, like when Raphael first meets up with Casey, when he sees his weapon, where he's like, what was it? Oh yeah, when he pulls out his cricket bat and then he's like, cricket, and nobody understands cricket. You gotta know what a crumpet is to understand cricket. And also the infamous Miss O'Neill instead of O'Neill. Um, and then also the ninja kick the damn rabbit, and yeah, there is a lot of other quotes in this film, but you get the point though. But and it just it baffles my fucking mind how this got what like a 20, I think it got like a 40%. Like what the fuck? So I don't get it. It's like this is like everything you could want in a goddamn Turtles movie. I don't know what the hell happened. But regardless, though, yeah, I think this movie should get way more praise than it already gets. But hey, that's just my thoughts. All right, but nevertheless, though, this is one of the best. And honestly, yeah, guys, if you've never seen a hero movie, wait, this is a good way to start. Or really all of these on this list. So, yeah, so this movie, very much enjoyed it. And I just really wish it would get talked about a lot more often, but it sadly does not. But regardless, though, yeah, so that's number 5 on the list. Number 4, The Wolverine. Now, when it comes to Wolverine's trilogy, you know, X-Men Origins has been baffled as like, I mean, that one has been called the worst, like one of the worst Marvel movies ever. However, Logan has been called like one of the best ever. But the Wolverine, of course, is in the middle here. Now, it. I mean, like if I'm being honest here, I mean, obviously I love the MCU, um, but when it comes to movies like Marvel films outside the MCU, like literally, I'm not saying that I hated the likes of Ant Man, or I mean, like I personally enjoyed the likes of Ant Man, Ant Man and the Wasp, Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Like I enjoyed, I'm just using an example here. I liked those three movies. I really did. I honestly enjoyed them. But if I could be honest here, I enjoyed this movie way more than all three of those put together. Like that's what I'm trying to say. Um, the movie wasn't perfect by any means. And this is obviously based off of that one comic where I'm guessing he fights the Silver Samurai. No shit. Um, but I liked it too because it featured the Hand, of course, the ninjas, who were also featured in the Defenders, which was pretty damn dope. I mean, it's Hugh Jackman. He was doing his thing as Wolverine. I thought it was great. I mean, well, not great, but it was good. It was an enjoyable, good movie. Like my personal dislike of the film was just the Silver Samurai himself. Like I thought I don't even know what to call it, costume. I don't even know, like robot. I don't even know what to call it. But if I could describe it, it just looked like a really low budget ass bootleg version of Transformers. Like that's exactly what the Silver Samurai looked like. Um, but overall, though, I mean, it was still like, I mean, story wise and the action and everything else, it was still enjoyable. The movie, it's still an enjoyable film, despite that little flaw that at least I have. that at least I have. So yeah, but nevertheless, though, really good movie here. If you guys liked Logan, well, and hey, you know what? I'll just say this: if you want to watch a good Wolverine movie that does not depress you, well, then watch this one. All right, so I'll just say that, I guess. But yeah, guys, very much enjoy this movie, and I think it deserves to be up there with Logan. All right, so yeah, so there's that. Number three, The Punisher. Now you might be asking me, okay, well, are we talking about well, I mean, you can already see it on the screen, but if in case you're still confused, are we talking about Dolph Lundgren, Thomas Jane, or Ray Stevenson? Man, I gotta go with Thomas Jane Punisher. Now, I personally have never seen the Dolph Lundgren movie. However, my dad does own it, so I'll probably watch it eventually. But I have seen the Ray Stevenson one, and that one sucked complete ass. Like, Ray Stevenson didn't, like, he had the look of Frank Castle, but his acting and his attitude, it just did not fit with the character. You know what I mean? Like, if you look at Thomas Jane, he had the physique and he had the personality and he had the acting. Um, but once again, like the Turtles movie, why the fuck did this get a 20% on Rotten Tomatoes? Like, what kind of shit is that? It just makes me so fucking angry. But anyways, so yeah, but I like this movie because it showed off Punisher's backstory of his family getting killed, and just like the Wolverine, it wasn't perfect, but it was damn good. And of course we had the whole Russian fight, and this was like one of the only Marvel films at the time to be rated R. During that time period, it was only Blade and this one, I believe, that were the only rated R Marvel movies. And it was cool. It wasn't. I mean, obviously, it's not. Once again, it's not a freaking Avengers or a freaking Spider-Man: Homecoming or a Captain America: The First Avenger, but it's still enjoyable. It's still a decent, fun action movie. And what's funny too? Now that I think about it, if you really think about it, back in the day, Spider-Man and X-Men were like Marvel's to go films, or you know what I mean. You know what I mean. They were the only franchises to get the best movies in the 2000s. Every other film that came out during that time, they sucked complete ass. From Daredevil to Elektra to Ghost Rider to the Hulk. Like, if it wasn't Spider-Man or X-Men, then yeah, they were doomed to fail. Well, I guess you could also say Blade, because to be fair, Blade also came out in 2002, so, and it came out 2 years prior to the first ever X-Men coming out, so I guess if you want to throw in Blade's name in there. But you get the point, though. But Punisher, I made an exception because it was actually fun. It was actually a really good, badass movie. And it gave us that fucking brilliant, genius, badass Punisher Dirty Laundry fan film. If you've never seen that, yeah, just put in Punisher Dirty Laundry. Trust me, it's fucking awesome. But yeah, guys, so This movie, just like the Wolverine, really two good ass Marvel movies. They may not be from the MCU, but they were both fucking awesome. All right, so yeah, so there's that out there. So there's that one. And yeah, and although I enjoyed the Netflix Punisher show, and although I do enjoy John Bernthal's take on the Punisher, Thomas Jane will always be my favorite Punisher. All right, I'm just putting that out there. All right, so there. Moving on. Number two, Dark Man. Now, this is the movie that inspired me to do this video. All right, let me just say that. So, fun story of a couple of days ago, I was looking through some old movies, and my dad he owns Darkman, and I had never seen Darkman. Oh, I mean, I've seen clips of it, but I never saw the whole thing. So I figured, all right, you know what? Let me check it out. I mean, it's a comic book movie. It's directed by Sam motherfucking Raimi, and if you don't know who that is, oh, I don't know what to tell you, bro. I don't know what to fucking tell you. I don't know. Evil Dead. Oh, the original Spider-Man trilogy. That's who the fuck Sam Raimi is. So he directed Evil Dead, Spider-Man, and now Darkman. I was blown away. This movie was badass. Like, maybe not badass, but it was great. But it was fucking awesome. Same shit. But I don't give a fuck. I'm not making any sense right now, but I don't really give a damn. But I liked it because and it's Liam Neeson. I mean, who doesn't like Liam Neeson? Um, but I like this movie because, once again, oh yeah, let me just say one thing too. The CGI in this movie was so like, man, it's kind of hard to tell if it's even bad in a good way or bad in a bad way. Because, for example, if you've seen this movie, you'll remember that one scene where the bad guys enter his laboratory or a science lab, and they're trying to they're trying to steal things from him, and they're trying to also kill him, but they're trying to dip his head in this like hot ass liquid or some shit. But he's stopping them by having his hands on these two metal poles, so he's like he can so they can't dip his head in some substance. But his hands get burned on these metal bars or whatever the fuck they are, and his hands get burned to a crisp. But the CGI is so bad, it's like, wow. I mean, but it didn't boggle down my overall thoughts on the film, though. Like, you could have bad CGI in a good movie, but like you could have bad CGI, but if the film is still great, then it doesn't really matter. I mean, I've done that with Deadpool 2, Black Panther, and hell, even Blade. Like, they've all had their fair share of bad CGI moments, but as long as the movie is still good, then yeah, you don't really care that much, unless the movie sucks complete dick. Um, but the movie was cool though. I mean, I don't even know how the fuck this guy made these fake ass masks of real people. That right there was kind of crazy. And you guys remember that one hilarious ass scene where he won the pink elephant, but the guy tells him that you had to be behind the line, and he's like, I won that pink elephant. Like, he keeps demanding for it, and then he breaks the poor guy's hand. Um, and yeah, he is one ugly ass motherfucker. I'm sorry, but yeah, but even they say it too. Like, there was even that scene towards the end, if you remember, if you've seen the movie, where the main antagonist is like, "Well, you are one ugly son of a bitch," or something like that. But the one thing that fucking shocked me and blew my fucking mind was the ending, where he puts on a mask of Bruce fucking Campbell. Oh, who is that, you may ask? Oh, gee, I don't know. Ash motherfucking Williams from the Evil Dead. Like, I feel like Sam Raimi and Bruce might be good as friends or something. I don't know. But yeah, that blew my goddamn mind to see him wearing Bruce Campbell's face. But that was awesome though. That was really cool. So yeah, guys, so this movie was also really cool. Again, it wasn't perfect, it wasn't a masterpiece, but it's a solid, decent, good, hero movie. All right. So yeah, I liked it. I really enjoyed it, and like I said, this is the film that inspired me to do this list. All right. So just putting that out there. And number one, The Crow. Now, if you've never seen this movie, let me explain. As we all know, back in the 90s, it was all about DC. Or 80s or 90s. DC was kicking ass when it came to their films, mostly Batman and Superman. Marvel had their movies out, but let's be honest here, like, although Marvel is kicking major ass at the box office nowadays, that was not the case back in the 90s or 80s. They had movies like the Captain America movie, the Hulk. I think they even had. Oh yeah, again the Punisher movie, the unreleased Fantastic Four film, and they all sucked ass. Um, but thankfully, of course, they came back with Blade in 1998. So thank God. Oh, and also we also had that shitty Spawn movie and the horrible Steel movie. So many movies that were not Marvel or DC were like destined to fail, except for Darkman, of course, and this one, which was The Crow. Now, I saw this movie way back in 2000. I mean, 2013. Yeah, that 2013. Yeah. First of all, it was Brandon Lee, aka the son of the legendary Bruce Lee, and now I feel like when it comes to hero movie fans or comic book fans, they want to see a hero movie that's like either you have different you have different types of fans, right? Where you have people that are just like they want to see a hero movie that's just fun, loving action, just shit like that, what things that you would expect in a hero movie. But you might also have those type of fans who want to see a hero movie that deals with real issues, like real shit. Um, yeah, for example, that like the Punisher. If you want to see a movie that like that, like a real hero movie, then this is the movie for you, because this movie deals with a lot of real issues. It's crazy, and it's dark too. Like it's like it gives you like a Watchmen type of vibe, right? Um, but it's fucking awesome though. Like, and it has one of my favorite songs ever. Like, this is what got me into that one song, "Burn" by The Cure. The "Every night I burn, dream the crow, black dream." So that song is fucking dope. Um, and also, like I said, the character is just so fucking badass. Like with his long black hair and his black outfit with his painted face. The movie is fucking awesome, and I feel like it does get some praise. I'll admit it does have its fair share of fans, but again, like comparing it to once again, The Dark Knight, Avengers, Spider Man, it doesn't get anywhere close to those movies. For some reason, I mean, I would like. Okay, I'll admit I wouldn't put it up there with those movies, but I would put it up there with like again the Wolverine, the Punisher, and hell, maybe even like Venom and movies like that. Um, but yeah, guys. So this movie was fucking awesome. This might be the most underrated hero movie of all time, at least in my opinion. Oh, but I must warn you though: do not watch the shitty ass sequels, because the sequels were so stupid. Like, fun fact: I asked one of my subscribers if he recommended the sequels, and he said no. And I'm like, why not? And I watched all of these films on Netflix, by the way, and the sequels sucked complete donkey dick. I'm not I'm not gonna say why, because I could maybe I'll do a video about them, but yeah, the sequels were dreadful as fuck. So just know that. So yeah, just watch this movie and that's it. All right, I'm trying to save you guys from wasting many hours of your life. But yeah, guys, that was my whole list. Again, the top 5 most underrated comic book movies: the Ninja Turtles, the Wolverine, the Punisher, Darkman, and the Crow. All right, so I probably could have had way more movies on this list, but I wanted to keep it to just 5. All right, keep this video pretty short. Well, this list short. All right. So let me know what you guys think. Are there any underrated movies that I didn't think of, or what are all that good shit? All right, guys. So yeah, I'm gonna end this video right now, all right, before I get too carried away. So let me know what you guys think and all that good stuff. So be sure to click the notification button, like, comment, subscribe, and until then, REKLEZ Rich signing out. Take care, guys.